guy right after that, and it was a big-time collision, and you just hope that he's going to be okay.
Let's watch Derek Hall go speed to power and attack the apex on this rush. See how he goes speed to power, attacks with his inside foot, attacks with his inside hand to the sternum. But look at his outside hand. This is the classic Aaron Donald, what he used to do back in the days, his prime. He'd grab the apex. So with his outside hand, he's grabbing the back of the shoulders on this bull rush, and he's going to pull through and pull down towards him and get past the offensive lineman. It's a slippery move, man, right? Because offensive linemen don't understand it. Normally when we bull rush, we need to get extension right now, and then we can counter off of it with a pull through rip. But this is a great one for defensive tackles. But our guy did it as a defensive end right here. He gets in close, man, close quarters, right? This is great for defensive tackles because you're inside making moves, bull rushing, attack the back of the apex and just pull them through. Because look at this, guys, when you're pulling through and pulling down to your near hip with that outside hand on the apex position, you are stepping through and running past him. And the offensive lineman, all he can do is, oh my goodness, hopefully push you by and recover, but he did not in this situation. So guys, when you make your bull rush, you can sometimes attack inside hand to the sternum, outside hand to the back of the apex, and that's the back of the shoulder pads of the offensive lineman. So when same principles, attack, eyes below the offensive lineman's chin, stepping with the inside foot, inside hand sternum, but now instead of outside hand bicep, grab the back of the apex, the back of the shoulder pads right here, and then pull through. Keep running your feet, and you got to make sure you step through. So do you see when he pulls down to the near hip from that apex, he's stepping through right here, and he's running his feet. And now the offensive lineman can't recover, and we can make a huge play.
He has been so disruptive. Look at this. If you can just displace the center, move him back 2-3 yards.
Watch Zach Allen right here as a one tech over the center, man. This is how you create knockback. Let's watch it right here. First of all, great get off, triggers, explodes off that front leg. He's loading that front leg, gets hands on immediately, starts driving his feet on contact, keeps his eyes below, gets his arms extended, finds the running back and peeks and makes the play, man. Oh my goodness, Zach Allen. Great stance, loading that front leg, attacks the offensive lineman, boom, right? Driving his feet on contact, which is killer, man. Separates with great arm extension, peeks to find the ball carrier, sheds and makes a great play. That is textbook one gap attack, peek, and shed right there, guys. You are a defensive tackle, man. I'd be watching Zach Allen in the run game, in the pass rush game, man. He is a dog, right? Damn. Attack, arm extension, peek, shed, make a play, boom. And what's so great about this is just his get off, and his get off just starts with that front leg low. Look at that front leg low, boom, right? Attack, drive your feet. You guys see this too, man? One of the biggest parts. A lot of the guys like to explode and make contact. That's awesome, but you need to drive your feet on contact. Boom, get your arms extended, right? Peek and find the running back, shed and make a play, man. Oh my goodness, that is teach tape. Teach tape, Zach Allen.
You can't miss Simmons. Just look for the red sleeves. But if he is singled on any pass play, he feels like he should get to the quarter. He will get to the quarterback.
Watch a Jeffrey Simmons over here, 3-tech, attacks, right? Great get off, 1, 2, 3. It looks like he's going long arm right here, but he understands that this long arm isn't going to take him all the way to the quarterback. Offensive lineman like to anchor, right? Like to anchor on the big boys, bull rushing, going power rushes, long arm like this. So what does our guy Simmons do great right here? Understands that he's got full extension on his long arm, and then he feels the offensive lineman anchor hard. Offensive lineman doesn't even have hands on anywhere, so he has nowhere to actually lean. So when he pulls them through, offensive lineman's eating dirt. I'm stepping through, I'm clearing that offensive lineman and making a play on the QB, man. Now that is great stuff. You don't really see long arms in the defensive tackle area, right? But this is great. You guys see when he attacks with the long arm, he's attacking and he's driving our guy back with a sternum punch, right? Normally use your inside hand to the sternum, but he's using his outside hand to the sternum right here. Might be more powerful with that hand, but he's doing great. He has arms extended, he's driving his feet, his eyes are below the offensive lineman's chin. Feels, as soon as he feels the offensive lineman anchor, he pulls through. He doesn't wait 1 second or 2 seconds. As soon as he feels that weight shift, he's pulling through, pulling down to the near hip. He swims over the top. You can rip too. Swims over the top, steps through, and then continues to run his feet. Boom. Love it.
A la Von Miller beats Orlando.
Let's watch Myles Garrett's record-breaking sack. What I loved about this was he timed the get-off. I think somebody said on Instagram or social media that it was the same get-off speed of Usain Bolt, man. And that's how fast he got off the line of scrimmage. So look at the offensive lineman. He's already in a position where you could probably take the inside rush or go power on him because he's opened his hips so much just trying to recover to the speed rush. But Myles said, screw it, man. If I'm even, I'm leaving, right? So a lot of guys, even a couple guys in the group said, hey, why didn't Myles go power or make the inside rush right now? First of all, he timed that snap count. So he's like, damn, I'm going right now. He's trusting his speed. But the second thing where I really want you guys to realize is this: if you're even, you're leaving. And what that means is look at where Miles is and look where the offensive lineman is. Yes, the offensive lineman opened his hips. He's allowing you to take the inside rush or go power on him because he's not stable. He's turned his hips. He's trying to wash you out right now. But Miles said, okay, I'm already basically past you right now, or I'm even with you. If you're even or past the offensive lineman, even when you get to that set point on a speed rush, just keep going. Just keep going. Trust your speed. And that's what he did. He got underneath, did the classic Miles rip to dip, man, and leaned into it, torqued his hips, turned his toes, and dipped towards the quarterback and got his record-breaking sack. The best to ever do it.
Bonito one-on-one. Deculus.
Great get off. 1, 2, 3. He's attacked the set point of the offensive lineman right here. He throws a stab hand to bait the offensive lineman to punch. He's already basically beat this guy to his set point. He's opened the hips up. You could have went power on this guy and then you'd have been done. But our guy is more of a finesse dude right here. So he throws the stab hand and then goes for the ghost, dips and rips underneath the offensive lineman's punch. But what I want to talk about the most and what the coolest part about this rush was right here. Right at the point where he dipped and ripped and tried to turn the corner, a lot of young guys, a lot of college guys, a lot of guys in general, right here are going to get washed out by this offensive lineman. But what our guy did so amazing right here was he torqued his hips and leaned into the offensive lineman. Do you guys see this? It's basically a magic trick, right? At this point, you're like, okay, the tackle's going to wash him out. But no, our defensive end turns the corner and turns his hips and his toes so they're all pointing towards his next target is, and that's his quarterback. So when you guys get to the set point and try to do the fancy stab hand to ghost rush, dip, and rip, you're going to get washed out a lot of the time. But understand that if you just torque your hips, point your toes after you dipped and ripped, and keep running your feet towards the quarterback, you're going to get lucky, man. And what our guy did even better, man, was he attacked the upfield throwing hand and tried to get that ball out, and he did. It looked like, yes. Watch this play by Micah Parsons on the left defensive end right here. First of all, his visual key is the right tackle there. So he's looking at number 58's near shoulder. So he's attacking it, realizes he has a down block, but now he has the tight end there. That's his pressure key. So as soon as his visual key goes away, he's got to get his eyes and his hands on his pressure key, which is the tight end right here. You're not just shooting gaps to shoot gaps, but at the same time, you got to get your hands on the pressure key like he's doing there, then get your eyes down the line of scrimmage, because when you get a down block, you have a possible puller coming to get you. So that's what he does. He has his eyes down the line of scrimmage, stays square, understands that his responsibility in this defensive system is to box it. So he's using this inside arm and boxing it all in. So he's forcing everything back inside to his help. See his linebacker right there, just loving it, man. Take that, puller, so I can go make a play right here. What he does great right here, he gets below the offensive lineman's chin, stops his momentum in his tracks, and continues to fight off for a great TFL right here. A bunch of things are happening at once right there that we got to understand. When we are in our stance as a defensive end and we have a tight end on us, we play different systems, have different things to attack it, but the normal way in a lot of systems of attacking it is you don't worry about the tight end. You have your eyes on your visual key, which is the right tackle right now, and you see what he does, man. Is he base blocking? He's down blocking? Is it going to be pass right? You don't care about the tight end because you need to beat your visual key, which is the tackle. So Micah understands he's getting a down block. So what do we do during a down block? We got to get a yard behind the offensive lineman and get into a 50-50, get eyes down the line for pullers, then get to the mesh point. But right now, he has a tight end, right? So when his visual key goes down, we have to get our hands and feet back on our pressure key because he's basically now our new visual key. But now he's in his gap squared. Now we got to get our eyes down line of scrimmage within a millisecond of all of that happening. Understand that, okay, we're boxing this, get my shoulder in there, stop his momentum. Now keep hunting to get that TFL. That's why he's a pro.
One-on-one at the top. It's just this twitchiness, this little in and out head fake. Slaps by his...
Let's watch Micah's pass rush on the top of the screen right here. Defensive end, loading that front leg, exploding off the ball. 1, 2. He's at his set point basically in 2 steps right now. It kind of looks weird, man. If you're looking at this offensive lineman, it's like, oh, he's baiting you inside, but do you see his hips? They're still square to the line of scrimmage. They're not facing the sidelines yet, so he's not susceptible to that inside rush yet. He's kind of fooling you to get there. And what he's doing is he's short setting. When he short sets, he's allowing a lot more space for that speed rush on the outside. And you can see number 5 right here, maybe looking for a chip. So maybe that's why we hesitated here. Maybe he thought he had some help. That's why he's short setting. But Micah realizes that he's baiting them for the inside rush. So Micah jab steps inside on his 3rd step, jab steps inside, which makes the offensive lineman stop kicking, stop his set point. So it makes it a true short set by this offensive lineman, man. He barely kicked 2 kicks and he got out there. And then Micah gave him a little jab step. Look at the offensive lineman stop his feet when Micah throws this jab step. The offensive lineman's jumping back, bracing for maybe a bull rush right here. But what Micah does really great after this jab step is that he clubs the back of the shoulder pads here and brings the offensive lineman forward. By bringing the offensive lineman forward, it creates space for Micah to step through right here and point his toes and his hips after the quarterback to get after it. So do you guys see after Micah clubs right here? He steps through, and the offensive lineman is out of position. All he has to do is turn around and hopefully wash him out of the play, but he can't. Look at his hands right now. He can't at all. He's brought him forward so much as he can just rip and step through, and the offensive lineman can't recover.
Check out Myles Garrett. He wins fast. Look how fast he wins. Joe just even quicker.
Myles Garrett in a 2-point stance in a 3-tech going against the guard. Throws in a jab step, then attacks a cross chop. When he attacks the cross chop, it's attacking over top on the wrist. He's propel stepping with his inside foot. So you guys see this after the jab step. He throws the cross chop at the exact same time while he propels. And he's trying to propel past the offensive lineman's step point so he makes it easier for him to get to the quarterback. So the offensive lineman cannot recover. And what he does so great about this was that he brings the inside foot at the exact same time. So he jab steps, cross chops, brings the inside foot. I wish he used the outside hand to collect the elbow or the apex position on the back of the shoulder pads here, right? Because he's just kind of not using that outside hand. But Myles is the best, right? So he points his toes. He keeps running his feet right now. He gets skinny and torques his hips, turns his toes, and runs after the quarterback and gets a nice hit on him right here. So close, right? So close again to QB sack, man. If he just connected with the elbow or the back of the apex position with the outside hand, I think he would have got the sack. Let's watch the left defensive end right here. 1, 2, 3, attacks the set point, throws the cross chop in, propels. But as soon as he propels, he sees the offensive lineman oversetting and leaning, understanding that he's trying to wash him out after this cross chop. Defensive end understands what he's doing. After he propels and cross chops that snake hand, he's mid-rush, understands that he's overset. Offensive lineman's hips are pointing towards the sideline, so I'm going to plan off that inside foot, ice pick the back of the shoulder pads, because look at that oversetter. Make sure he steps around him, turns his hips, turns his toes, and now he's just got to run after him and make a good play. It's all set up by his initial move. 1, 2, 3, cross chop, propel step, plant with the inside foot, realize he has an oversetter, ice pick the back of the shoulder pads, turn his toes and hips, and run.
Impressed with how he's come back this year after such a tough leg injury on the upfield pursuit on the rush.
Let's watch Aiden Hutchinson on the left side of the screen. 1, 2, 3, attacking the set point. But what he realizes here is that number 8, the running back, is going to come chip him right here. So why would Hutchinson keep going speed and get chipped and blown out of the play? So as soon as you see a chip block, guys, we need to transition into power, because as soon as we transition into power, there's nowhere to chip, right? As soon as he gets a little piece on him that's basically nothing, Aiden can continue his power rush, fall underneath, and make the play on the quarterback. We need to understand that if we have a chipper, we need to go power. It eliminates the chip block. And what we also can do when we see a chip block is we can talk to our defensive tackle and maybe run a stunt. Be like, hey, I'm going to go penetrate right here, and you're going to loop after me because I can't go outside because there's a running back trying to chip block me the entire time.
It's a great job, and it's something
Let's watch our defensive end right here. He's got a wider rush because the tight end was on his side, so he's in a wide 9-tech. He's attacking 1, 2, 3, 4. Realizes that the offensive lineman is a passive offensive lineman. Offensive lineman's just getting to his set point, opened his hips, and he's just waiting for the defensive lineman to make a move or make contact, which he did. And this is what we got to do, guys. Against vertical setters, against passive setters, what do I say? We got to go power. If they're being passive, we need to be aggressive, because if we're trying to make a move right here, all the offensive lineman's going to do is going to try to wash us out or grab onto us, because we're basically already at the QB depth, because we took space. How many steps did he take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps to get to the offensive lineman's set point. If you are not past the QB's depth by now, you're taking little steps, right? So understand that you are a wider path. You are taking more steps to the set point of the offensive lineman. Understand that he's a passive offensive lineman. What should we do? We should be aggressive. So we should go power, bull rush, or long arm. He chose the bull rush. And this is why I like going power against vertical passive setters, because when you make contact with them, you're basically already at the QB set point. When you generate all that speed and translate it into power, you're going to move the offensive lineman, right? So look at that. He moved the offensive lineman just a yard back enough so the quarterback steps up, and all we can do is fall underneath and make the play. But again, if that just didn't work out, hopefully the offensive lineman's not anchoring this hard. Look how hard the offensive lineman's anchoring. We'd probably pull through right here, but we still get 1 yard and knockback on a passive offensive lineman vertical setter at the depth of the QB, so we can counter inside. His counter inside was throwing a club swim over the top and finishing on the quarterback. Watch Khalil Mack right here going against a passive vertical setter. Do you guys see this offensive lineman? What I mean by a passive vertical setter is he's getting out of his stance to that 45-degree set, and then he starts kicking back. He's kicking back, right? He's scared of the speed, scared of Khalil Mack's speed. So what does a great defensive end do when he notices a vertical setter, passive offensive lineman that doesn't even shoot his hands right now? I'm going to use all this speed that I got to take my 4 steps just to get to you, and I'm going to transition into power, push off that outside foot, get my eyes below the offensive lineman's chin, get hands on, and start running my feet. What he does great is he converts from this bull rush and then goes into a long arm. We call this the 2-to-1. One arm is longer than 2. So look at him just basically eject this dude while he's continuing to run his feet, keeping his eyes below the offensive lineman's chin. That is the key. That is the secret here to a great speed to power rush. We got to have a great get off, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Understand that this is a vertical setter, passive setter. There's no sense of making a move, right? He's not even throwing hands. And we got to use that speed and generate it into power. He does a great job by keeping his eyes below the offensive lineman's chin and striking great right here. But the best part is he keeps his feet driving on contact and then realizes, okay, he could have maybe pulled through right now because he's anchoring so hard. But nah, I'm Khalil Mack. I'm way stronger than anybody else in the league. I'm just going to use one arm now and throw you by the quarterback.
Turner come really off the edge, and they try to get, boy, what a get off right there. I mean, he just...
Right, defensive end, number 15 on the top of the screen right here. Watch his amazing get off, right? 49 has no idea how to block. He doesn't know how to pass that, so he's just recovering. So we're not even going to talk about that right now. He just won the speed battle right off the jump. But what I want to talk about right now is how he attacks the QB. Do you guys see how he's attacking the throwing hand? When we want to get sacks, when we have open sacks like this, I know we're just all freaking out, man. We want to lay the biggest hit of our entire lives on this guy. If we just attack the upfield shoulder with our outside hand and go for the ball and still secure the tackle with our inside arm, it will change games. I'm telling you right now, guys, if we have a free shot on a quarterback or whenever we have a chance to sack the quarterback, don't just think about the sack. Think about getting the ball out. And by getting that ball out, you need to attack the throwing hand, the upfield shoulder. And by attacking this upfield shoulder, it also helps you out just in case he tries to spin out of there or step up. You were always there to make the tackle, but now you even have a better chance to get that ball out and make a game-changing play for your team. Getting sacks is awesome, but getting strip sacks is where you are a game changer, where you get paid. Take a look at Bosa right now, getting off the rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, going against a passive vertical setter, basically. Look at these passive offensive linemen in the league, man. They just want you to bring the fight to them. So Bosa's got to go 4 steps. He pulls off a cross chop right here. Do you see how he has a low hand, kind of aggressive puncher as an offensive lineman? He realizes that. So when he throws a cross chop here, he has the offensive lineman pointing to the sidelines. And what do we do to offensive linemen pointed to the sidelines that basically have overset at us? Is we take the inside rush. So what he does great here is gets off the rock, man. He's not just running upfield. He's running to that snake hand, running to that set point, running to the near shoulder, man. He's not just running straight on an angle to attack that hand. Throws the cross chop in. If I just showed you this right now, it basically looks like he's going for a cross chop. Offensive lineman thinks he's going for a cross chop. I'm going to wash this defensive lineman out. No, what he does here is he shows the cross chop and last second realizes he overset me, plant that inside foot and spin, man. Not the greatest spin because he's basically pirouetting in space, but he got the offensive lineman. Basically got him. Look at the offensive lineman. He has no idea where he is. They're both spinning at the same time. What is going on, right? But then as soon as he spins, man, he gets his eyes back on the quarterback and hunts. Ah, he just missed him.